Hello everybody, Daniel here, and welcome once again to Showdown Sunday. And for today's team, we're going to get right into it. It's an incredibly overused team. Some of you are asking me to try and work on getting up the ladder just a bit, so I've decided to do that. I believe I'm at 1700 mark at the moment, which means that we're going to be against slightly more competitive players. None of the experimental stuff going on here. This is a heavily overused team. It honest to God is. We got our standard Landorus Tyrian, bulky defensive monster. We've got Floyd the Keldeo here, who's our nice mixed kind of special sweeper who has an expert well. We have our trusty Tyranitar here, which I actually run Dragon Dance on. I really do love that set, especially in competitive, because a lot of people forget that Tyranitar actually runs Dragon Dance. Then we've got our standard Moxie Salamence with a Choice Scarf that can rack up a lot of kills. We've got our tricking around Rotom Wash here with his Volt Switch Hydro Pump, and of course we have our Calm Mind Jirachi, another thing that catches people really off guard when you really get into the competitive scene. So I've had a lot of fun with this team, and again I have worked on trying to get up the ladder a bit. I've been using it an awful lot this week, so let's go for it. We're going to jump right into our first battle right away. One of the nice things about actually using this team is that no matter what team you're up against, there's always kind of an appropriate lead for it. It's very rare that you actually have a situation where you don't really know what to do. Oh, hi, good luck. You too. Okay. There's very few situations where you just don't know what to really lead with. So even here, we've got kind of a standard kind of Sun team looking here. Got an Espeon as well, so that's probably going to have screens. That's probably a Trick Room Victini or some Quiver Dance, Volcarona. That will be the Chlorophyll Lilligant, I believe. Not really sure about the Ninetales is. That's probably especially defensive heat round. So we kind of need to choose what we want to lead with. And honestly, he's probably going to lead with his Ninetales. So kind of knowing that, kind of just anticipating it. We can go straight into our Rotom Wash here, because we can just kind of Volt Switch about the place. We don't really have much to actually fear here. And sure enough, he's just going to lead straight with the Ninetales. It's actually got a balloon on it. Now, luckily for us, nothing on this team is ground type. Nothing can actually resist a Volt Switch. So even if he stays in here, we can actually just break the balloon with our Volt Switch. So that'll be very handy. He's actually just going to go straight out to the Lilligant here. Now, this thing is relying on the speed boost from the sun to actually be able to do something. Now, problem with this thing is, I believe it has Sleep Powder, which means I'm going to want something that's deliberately faster than it, because I don't want to be in a horrible situation where some on my team is put to sleep. So, what we are going to want to do here, well, we could probably actually go straight into our Salamence here. That would probably work. See, I'm not really sure about speed ties if we send out the Keldeo, so I'm probably just going to have to be forced right out into my Salamence. And luckily, I do run a Fire Blast on this thing. The fact that it's a Sun team means that this will help. He can switch out to his Heat Round if he wants. It's probably going to deal a hefty chunk anyway. Oh, Jesus Christ, that's fast. This is a Choice Scarf Salamence. Dear God, that's a monster. Okay, well, that's going to set up a load of Quiver Dances now, so we've got a bit of a problem. We're going to need to deal with this thing as fast as we can. We know that it's just monstrously fast. Like, seriously, that's really, really fast. Well, he's not going to go for the Grass type on the first one. So let's cut his speed pretty much in half. Oh, God, he's actually going to set up a sub. Okay. Well, this probably isn't the best of situations to be in right now. Now, I think I can resist most of it using my Jirachi. He definitely has a hidden power fire. It's a Sun team. Of course he would. He's got no reason not to run it. I suppose we could just kind of go in. We could stall a hit with Sub. He's actually going to go straight for the Leech Seed. So if he does this again, we can actually get our Substitute right off here. Let's see what he actually wants to do. Sure enough, he's going straight for the Leech Seed again. So this is a really good position for us, because Lilligants are normally kind of special sweepers. We've got Calm Mind on this thing. This thing just catches people off guard all the time. So we can just start setting up this, and he's not going to be able to do any damage. That was a crit Giga Drain there. Did absolutely nothing to us. So we can set up all over in this guy's face. And we know that we are also faster than him, so let's just set up a second Calm Mind here. Probably going to need to sub on the next turn, because the Giga Drain is probably going to break through us this time. We know that we can take 3 Giga Drains as well before the sub breaks. So if we sub up again and then he hits us with the first Giga Drain, it means our sub's going to be able to take 2 more hits. So this is a very nice position for us, because he's most definitely going to have to switch. Otherwise this thing's going to set up all over his face and absolutely clobber him. Now he's actually going to go straight back into his Ninetales there. I'm at +2 special attack, so I can definitely take a hit from this. I know that I'm faster than it because it has the balloon. It's not Choice Scarf. Let's just go for a side. Dear God. Okay, Ninetales is a lot faster than I give it credit for. Oh my God. Okay, well, we can probably take a hit, but we're not going to take it that nicely. That's the only question. At least we popped the balloon, by the way. That means our Landorus is going to be able to take that thing clean out later. I think honestly right now we should probably just get the Sandstorm back up. I don't really want to rack up too much damage. We have the nice extra special defense. If he gets the accidental burn, we do have a Lumberry for that, so that is not a problem. Now I kind of want to scout what he's doing. Some Ninetales actually run the protect on him. So I'm just going to go straight for a Dragon Dance here. He can kind of switch out to whatever the hell he wants here. He could also be running the Ninetales that actually has Sunny Day as well. Actually just going to go straight back to the Lilligant. Okay, well we can definitely we should be able to take this clean out with a Fire Punch. I mean, Tyranitar is a bit of a monster after one Dragon Dance, unless he got some kind of minor defense investment. We should be good to go here. We can really cause a lot of damage. Sure enough, that's going to take that Lilligant clean out. That's quite nice. That trash is kind of dealt with now. Rotom, like the likes of him, can get in a lot safer now that we've dealt with the grass type. We should really get Stealth Rocks up at some point, by the way. I am kind of working on it. That's probably why he has the Espeon, by the way, just for that kind of support. Because Stealth Rocks is going to be a monster to this team, especially with the Volcarona. Well, he's going to go straight into the Ninetales, so I'm honestly not going to overpredict. I'm just going to go straight for the Crunch. Yeah, sure enough, he's actually going to go straight into the Heat round. So we can pop the balloon on this as well. Judging by the amount of damage Crunch did and the amount of damage that Stone Edge will do, this will be a clean, it'll clean take him out if we actually land the Stone Edge. So that's quite nice. We've got to scout that quite nicely. His Heat round is going to die horribly. So we're looking in a very good situation, and we haven't even got Stealth Rocks on the field yet, which is something that we generally just need for Sun teams. It's a crippling weakness for fire types in general. I can't wait to see what Drought Charizard is going to be, because Mega Charizard's a thing now. That has Drought. That's going to be so much fun to see when X and Y competitive kind of breaks out onto the scene. Not really sure how I'm going to be able to record that just yet until Showdown kind of updates itself, but we'll worry about that another time. He's going to go straight into his Volcarona. He's probably banking on a Stone Edge miss. I'm going to play some Fate in my Stone Edge. Sure enough, we actually get that crit on it. The complete opposite of a miss right there. Taking his Volcarona clean out, going for a really major sweep. Now his Victini's going to come in. If this is Choice Scarf, it might be able to outspeed us, but you know, I think I'm just going to chance the Crunch at this stage. He could be going to Choice Scarf Victini and go straight up for the Brick Break. He's actually just going to go for the V-Crate. Sun boosted. Look how little damage that actually did. Now he's going to get all of those defense drops. We're going to take him clean out with a Crunch. We're probably going to win this game. Like, there's not really much he can do at this point. Let's go for that Crunch on the Espeon. Let's take that thing clean out. Oh, it's actually going to Focus Sash. And we even live the hidden power. Tyranitar is a monster today. We managed to get might even get a 6-0 win, as long as this Ninetales doesn't do anything crazy. I was actually playing a game the other day and there's a Ninetales with a Quick Claw on it. Let's hope this is not the case. Let's go for that Crunch. An amazing 6-0 defeat. An amazing sweep by the Tyranitar. GG, my good man. Dragon Dance Tyranitar takes so many people off guard. It's absolutely incredible. Having the combination of that with the Calm Mind Jirachi, it's really, you can counter a lot of competitive teams. Because this is like a really kind of... This is the most I've ever actually, I think I've tried to manufacture a competitive team. It honest to God is. Okay. Let's head back to the searcher and let's find another game. Incredibly Overused is the name of this team. Seems appropriate, to be honest, because if you look at everything in it, it's just kind of like all your biggest 5th gen threats, essentially. What have we got here? A team that's very pink and purple. That's a bit weird to look at. Okay, specialty defensive ability. That's probably going to be a Shell Smash Cloyster. The Gengars these days seem to run Disable a lot. Gonna guess a defensive Tyranitar. Gonna have to keep an eye on our Jirachi because of that Magna Zone. It is a bit of a problem to deal with if we do not have a couple of Calm Minds up first. So, honestly, what we're probably going to want to lead with here... Well, there's no reason not to really lead with our good old trusty washing machine. Now, we could predict the switch here, go straight into the Landorus, but... It's always a bit of a risky play to switch a Landorus in on a Rotom for obvious reasons. So I'm just going to go straight for the Volt Switch. If he stays in, I can go to my Jirachi and I can start setting up in his face. He's actually going to scout what I'm doing here. He could still be ballsy and go for that Landorus. I'm just going to make the obvious play right now. Okay, so this is actually good information to know, because that we can probably use that scouting to great effect later, and we can kind of catch him off guard, switch up our moves or something like that. Basically, he's expecting us to always just kind of go for the Volt Switch like that. We almost make the obvious play. We can use this information, that's what I'm trying to say. Let's go straight out to our own Landorus, just to reduce the attack in case he wants to do something crazy. He's just going to go for the crit U-turn. It doesn't really matter that much. His attack is reduced, our leftovers. We'll heal that up quite nicely. Good choice for him to probably switch into probably the Jellicent or the Gengar. He could actually, wait, Cloyster does get Ice Shard. I always forget about that. Sure enough, he's going to go straight into the Cloyster. Cloyster is one of the things that this team just generally doesn't handle all that well. Our best bet is to just go straight out into our trusty washing machine, get off a nice Volt Switch. If he sets up this turn, it means that he's going to be very reluctant to switch. He's probably going to chance his arm, take out our washing machine in one clean hit. Hopefully he does actually set up so we can kind of get rid of him, because this is something I just really can't deal with. Landorus is the main bulky wall on this team. He's actually just going to go straight for the Rock Blast there. Maybe he was predicted in my washing machine. Who knows? What I'm going to do this turn is I'm actually just going to go straight for the Hydro Pump, because even on a Cloyster, because of its low special defense, this will deal a significant amount of damage. I think he's just going to predict it again. Oh, he's actually just going to go straight to the Blissey. Well, this works just as well. He could potentially go for a Toxic, he could go for a Protected. Destiny has Softball. Blissey's always have a freaking Softball. Let's just go out into our Jirachi. If he stays in the slightest, we are going to be fine. He's actually just going for the Wish here. Well, okay, so this pretty much guarantees him a safe switch to whatever the hell he wants. So I guess that's what he's going for here. Let's go for a Substitute. He may not be expecting this. Seismic Toss is not going to be able to break that. That is fantastic news for us. This is going to be a very stallish war with a Blissey, but we might be able to win this getting a couple of special defenses dropped with the Psychic, because it's going to happen at some point. And it's the fact that we are running a Jirachi as well. It's just kind of more likely to happen. I don't really like counting on the Haxarachi bit of it, but sometimes you just got to go with it. And let's get up a couple of Calm Minds. We know his S-Toss takes 2 hits to actually break it. Invaluable information right now. We can set up another sub. He's not going to be able to break it with the first hit. He's actually going to switch straight out to his Landorus. Now this is a nice position because we can get a lot of damage off on this thing right now with a Stab Psychic with a +2 Calm Mind. So that's going to be pretty handy. You might actually just go straight for the U-turn. His U-turn doesn't even break the sub, which is fantastic news. That honest to God is, because now we get a free Psychic off on whatever comes in. That's quite significant for a Blissey, by the way. That's actually a fair amount of damage, to be honest. Let's go for another Psychic. We are really kind of banking on those special defense drops to just eventually happen. We're not really taking any kind of damage now, by the way, from the kind of constant substitute. He's just going to go straight for another Wish, so I guess he's not running the Softball, obviously, because he wouldn't be running the 2 of them. It would be just a little silly. Let's go for that Psychic once again. There's the special defense drop. That is going to force him to switch. So now we're in a very nice situation. He's probably going to have to switch at some point. We are just kind of got him in a stally situation where we are eventually going to break through him. That's a resisted hit on a Magnezone right there. That dealt an awful lot of damage. We might be trapped, so may not be able to switch. Let's go for another Psychic. Sure enough, he's actually running the Choice Scarf at the moment. That manages to break ourselves. We actually get a crit off on the Magnezone. That didn't matter too much because we are in +2 special defense. So we're in a very nice situation now. We managed to take that out. Our Jirachi does not have as much to worry about. This Landorus is probably the only thing that it really has to worry about at the moment. It's a bit of a nightmare to actually deal with. Everything else in the team we can kind of just get by. Oh, I suppose the Cloyster with him also hit. But still, it's not that big of an issue. So at least we got the Magnezone out of the way. Let's go straight into our Landorus here. Let's kind of just scout what he wants to do. Could be running the potential Hidden Power Ice. He gets another crit with the U-turn, which is a bit annoying, but hacks is hacks. You just have to kind of go with it. It's just a bit annoying because this guy could be in a lot of a nicer state. Now then, Cloyster. Oh man, this thing's always just hassle to deal with. It honest to God is. Okay, well we know our Rotom can definitely take a hit. We've already established that when he launched off the Rock Blast on us. And chances are, after we switch to our Rotom, he's probably going to switch to the... Oh no, okay, he's going for the Shell Smash here. So now he's going to be very reluctant to switch, so we can safely go for the Volt Switch. If we manage to live this hit, then we are going to kill this Cloyster outright. Okay, we just managed to live that. I was really unsure there what was actually going to happen, but we do manage to take the Cloyster clean out, and I'm going to go back into my Landorus just to get a bit of leftovers recovery off. I kind of want to keep this thing in as pristine health as possible. It's going to be ideal for just dealing with his opposing Landorus, basically, and getting a couple of knockoffs and everything is always a very nice situation to be in. It means less items for the other person, which is good. So let's see what he's going to want to do. He's actually just going to go straight for the Gengar. These things generally run Substitute, which is kind of my fear at the moment. Now, I'm not sure if the knockoff will actually break through it, but I'm gonna... I don't know if I actually want to make that really... That's a really risky play to do, isn't it? Okay, well, we could bank on the Focus Mist, try and get into our Tyranitar. We could potentially, if we had a safe switch into Salamence, we could probably deal with this straight out. I'm going to have to just go for a risky knockoff at the moment. Maybe this is enough to break this up. Sure enough, it is. Oh my god. Okay, that's incredibly lucky for us. It really is. And we can kind of just keep going for that knockoff as well, because it would be nice to get rid of that recovery. Sure enough, he's going to go for Shadow Ball this time. We are in a good state to actually just kind of take that. We get rid of his Black Sludge. This is a very nice situation to actually be in. So, assuming he has to substitute, assuming he has to Shadow Ball as well, he's probably a Focus Blast. And then I'm going to guess... Disable? Yeah, I'm going to actually just guess it's the standard Gengar set. So, knowing that it's the standard Gengar set, what exactly do we want to do here? I don't want to sacrifice my Rotom just yet, because we could get a lot of damage off in the Jellicent, and we could use that prediction that we figured out earlier to our advantage. Let's go into Tyranitar and let's get up our sand. Let's keep on dealing more damage to this pesky Gengar. And do I want to risk the Focus Miss? Oh god. You see, because I could set up all over in the Blissey's face and actually be in a nice situation if I do that. Honestly, no, I don't. I really don't want to risk this. Okay, okay, so I'm gonna go into my Keldeo. I want to see what he's gonna do. Oh, he actually got the Focus Miss as well. Okay, that was really unfortunate. But we're still in a kind of nice situation. We can just kind of go for a Hydro Pump here. What is he going to do? He's actually going to go out to his Jellicent. The nice thing about Keldeo is there's so many choice sets for this thing that everyone always assumes it. The fact that I run Expert Belt means I can kind of bluff it very nicely. And he's probably just going to be inclined to go for a Sclad or a Scold at this stage. So what do we want to really do? We could potentially go out into our Tyranitar again and kind of take it thanks to the extra special defense that's being supplied, but I don't really want to risk that. I'm gonna go straight out into my Jirachi, kind of scout what he wants to do. Please don't get the burn. Okay, and we now know that we can also take that hit quite nicely, so let us sub up. We have T-Bolt on this thing. It's specifically for things like Jellicent, the occasional Gyarados, things like that. So we are in a very nice situation. Let's go for this potential sub here. Kind of see what he wants to do. We know he can't break it with a Sclad, so we are fine. I apologize for calling it Sclad all the time. It's just Flaming Spade calls it that sometimes. It's kind of ingrained in my mind right now. Let us go for that Calm Mind, and we're kind of just going to stall him out a bit, kind of build ourselves up. If we can go for another sub, and potentially on the next Calm Mind we might actually be able to outlast him here. Actually, he's gonna go straight out to his Gengar here. Well, this is actually a fantastic situation for us, because he may not be able to break us with the Shadow Ball. We are free to go for a Psychic here. He's actually gonna try and set up his own sub, predicting the Calm Mind. I am not going to allow that. His Gengar is in a very, very perilous situation right now. I'm just gonna go for another Psychic at the moment. He's actually gonna go for the Disable. Okay, so we guessed the Gengar's moveset absolutely perfectly. I can't remember how long it takes for Disable to actually wear off now, so this is a bit of a problem in itself, because he's going straight into his Landorus. He doesn't know that I have T-Bolt yet, because I haven't used it. But this is still a very good play on his part, and if I switch out, he's kind of going to know. So what I'm going to have to do, I'm going to have to kind of predict the U-turn at this stage. Go out into my own Landorus. Please don't get the crit, for love of God. Okay, he's going to just go straight for the Earthquake here. Now I'm gonna have to kind of predict what I want to do. I'm actually just gonna go for knockoffs, because whatever it stays in, whatever decides to, having the item removed from it, that's just only going to be of benefit. We're going to knock off that Jellicent's leftovers. That is quite handy. It means it's gonna be taking Sandstorm chip damage. It's going to be generally dying over time. Probably runs Recover, which is still gonna be a bit of a problem. So let's just go for a U-turn, get some more damage off. The fact that he's staying in tells me that he's probably gonna go for another Scald. So, knowing this, we could go to a although, actually, wait, we can't really do much if we go to freaking Keldeo here. He's not exactly in the best situations for that. Well, I've always been kind of saying that I'm going to bank on the prediction games with this Bezel, but at the moment I kind of want to safe switch into something, so I think now is the time to sack it. It was going to die after one turn of Sandstorm anyway. Would have been a very short-lived Rotom anyway, so we are fine there. And okay, so we might be able to actually go straight back into our Jirachi now, and if we start to our substitute plan once again, we should be able to resist the hits. What I'm kind of predicting is, you see, I really want to get this Tyranitar up and going, but because of that Landorus, I can't do that. We're going to go back into our Jirachi. We're going to go once again for the substitute. He's probably not going to want to switch much in on this thing at the moment. Possibly the Blissey. I suppose that's actually his best bet to switch in. Having that S-Toss there, you can deal a significant little chunk of damage. We are going to block that damage with our sub. Now we are going to Calm Mind up. We can still get one more sub off before we have insignificant health. Well, not enough health to do it even. So we are still in the nice. Let's go straight for that. Sandstorm damage is kind of chipping him down. After the next Calm Mind, I believe. Actually, after I get this sub up, I'm just going to go straight for the T-Bolt. We should be able to take him out. He's actually just going to go for the recover. This actually works a bit better because it means we can get another Calm Mind off. And he's actually just going to go kind of straight out to his Blissey here. So he is, he's actually really had it. I mean, well, we know that the first S-Toss is not going to break the sub, so this is good information. Let's go for this Psychic right here. Hopefully get the special defense drop. Actually get a crit and this special defense drop. Oh my god, Jirachi, what are you doing today? Well, I'm just going to go for another Psychic. I've got no reason not to go for it. If he switches out to anything else, it's not going to appreciate it. He is going to be forced to go for that Wish. We are still safely behind our sub. I can now go for just another Wish. He can't really afford to go for the S-Toss. He actually reveals that he's running to Protect here. It does not really matter because after this Wish, oh wait, actually no, it does matter. Okay, probably going to Wish on this turn and we're probably going to get into a bit of a stally situation. I have to kind of predict his next Protect and go for another Calm Mind so I have enough special attack to deal with him. I think that's going to have to be what I have to do here. So he's got a lot of options at the moment. He's really not in a good situation. His special defense fell again. Oh man, so okay, so the next Psychic is going to take him clean out. He's going to go for a Protect because of that, and because I'm participating in the Protect, I'm going to go for the Calm Mind myself, getting up a nice substantial amount of health right now, by the way, which means we can safely sub once again. He still has the special defense drop, so he's still in a bad situation, and we can safely just kind of sub up. He's going to try and go for the double Protect. It does not work in his favor. He takes a lot of damage. The third special defense drop on his Blissey. Dear God, this thing cannot afford to stay in any longer. He's going to go for 3 Protects in a row. He's going to get this one off. I'm just going to go straight for another Protect, though. His Wish is not going to be able to save him this time. If he switches out to anything else, it's guaranteed to pretty much die. If he goes to the Jellicent, we can just safely go for the Psychic. We can then go for a T-Ball. We don't even need to go for the T-Ball. Let's just keep going for those Psychics. We are still safely behind our sub. We are dealing a significant amount of damage right now. And to be honest, this is greater than Dragon Dance Tyranitar could ever amount to in this game. He's going to go back to his Blissey. He does not have the special defense drops anymore. We have enough special attack at this point, enough boost with Calm Mind that we can take him clean out. All he's got left is his Landorus, so we can just actually go for a very safe Psychic here. Just deal off as much damage as we possibly can. He's actually revealed the Stone Edge here. So, ooh, maybe he was like a bandit thing or something. Well, I'm going to just chance the hit right here and... Ooh. Oh, I actually ran out of PP for... Oh, no! Oh, I ran out of PP for Psychic. Well, I suppose that's okay. Here, let's go at the Sprock, our friendly Landorus. Reduces attack. I think this may be actually be a Choice Scarf Landorus or a Bandit thing, by the way, because I haven't seen Leftovers recovery in the slightest, unless I knocked off. He's actually saying GG right now. I'm gonna have to go for a knockoff kill, everybody. So this may take 2 turns. Yeah, it's going to take 2 turns. Yeah, he had a Choice Scarf. Okay, so we kind of figured out what that was in the end. He's going to keep going for those Stone Edges. I'm just going to go for the knockoff kill. You don't see that every day. And we are going to win this match. And so that's going to be it for this week's Showdown Sunday. Hope you guys enjoyed it. Again, this is kind of the first time I really tried to rank up the ladder, try and get a properly overused team. This is a ridiculously overused team. Everything in it just screams OU. But I've had a lot of fun with this team. It really does kind of, just everything in it really does work. A lot of nice kind of cores going on, especially I believe with the Landorus here, having the Rotom, and having also, by the way, my 2 setups, which is the Dragonlance Tyranitar and the Calm Mind Jirachi together. Like, a lot of teams can probably deal with one of those strengths. Having 2 of those, very difficult to deal with. You have to have very specific Pokemon to actually counter them well. So this team really works wonders, and I'm having a lot of fun with this. I'm probably going to keep using this team just a while longer before I move on to next week's team. So that's going to be it for this comp. I hope you guys enjoyed it, and I will see you in the next video. Goodbye, and thank you for watching.